Hey, everyone. Hey. It is your girl, Precious Williams, and I'm the proud founder and CEO of Perfect Pitches by Precious. And I want to welcome you back to the Keeping It Real with the Killer Pitchmaster Show. I am the Killer Pitchmaster, and I'm sitting here to help you slay all competition. I'm so delighted to have this safe space with all of us to talk about all things pitching, marketing, branding, and sales. As a 13-time national elevator pitch champion who has successfully appeared on Shark Tank, CNN, Wall Street Journal, and a host of other shows around the world, as a corporate trainer and an international professional speaker, and a three-time number one best-selling author on books on pitching, I am delighted to share with you some of the tips, tricks, and techniques that will take you to the next level. Also, this isn't a show where all I do is talk about pitching. Some of the other things that I love to discuss is the changes that happen as you grow your speaking business, as you grow your entrepreneurial endeavor, as you launch something. And so for me, one of the greatest things that I want to do today is I want to talk about the big change, reevaluating where you are and making necessary changes. Have you ever had people say you've changed when you start to grow as a person, as an entrepreneur, as a speaker, or someone who's trying to come out of a box that people have put you in? And so in the comments, what I would love for you all to do is let me know if you're an entrepreneur or a speaker, or if you're getting ready to launch something, your name, and, have you ever had to make changes and you knew you needed to make them, but you were afraid to do so? That is why this episode is called The Big Change, reevaluating where you are and making necessary changes. Why is that important? Because in your love, your life, your business, and relationships, you're going to be constantly in this evolution. And one of the things that I'm hearing more today is, Precious, you've changed. And for the most part, for most people, it's for the better. I can tell you years ago, people used to think I was so robotic because all I talked about was my achievements and my accomplishments. I didn't understand that I was so insecure that I thought that me being who I was not even good enough. Have y'all ever been there? And now when people meet me, they meet the warm me. They meet someone who went to hell and back as a woman who was homeless, as a woman who found herself in severe alcohol addiction. I had to get all of those emotions I went through as a child out. I had to get all of the things that I went through out. And that in turn led me to being empathetic and finally understanding that whether I'm on stage again, whether I get on a television show, whether I do all this and that, it doesn't change the nature of who I am as a person. And that is why when I came back into Perfect Pitches by Precious and giving and rebirthing it in 2018, walking out of homelessness, it was to show women especially that we are not the sum total of our mistakes, and there are ways to restart. And we can spend all day looking at all of our mistakes, or we can do like the people in the Bible that, or in any religion, like no one was perfect other than Christ Jesus. Everyone else had flaws, and yet did that stop them from getting to where they needed to go to bless everyone else? No. So if no one else other than Christ Jesus was perfect, why do we expect everyone else to be? I understand that we live in a cancel culture and you have to be this and that. Everything has to be reasoned and thought out. I'm here to tell you that's not reality, right? It's not. It's just not reality. My pitches are perfect. I am not. So in the comments, I'd love for you all to tell me if you're a speaker, an entrepreneur, give me your name. And is it time for you to make a change? Let me know. Is it time for you to make a change? Right? And we're going to go through this because I really just recently had someone very close to me who was there when I was broken at the Bowery Mission Women's Center. She died. And that has caused me to reevaluate a lot of things, right? I'm reevaluating relationships. I'm reevaluating my business. I'm reevaluating how I'm in this world. And to be honest with y'all, I'm making changes that scare me, but are so necessary. And so as a speaker, as an entrepreneur, as an entrepreneur, as someone in corporate America, let's talk about it. Because if we don't talk about it, it will seem that everybody else is just perfect, and they're not. We're all moving on this continuum. And so that's why I want to share some things with you all today. Most of us truly fear change. Even though we know it's necessary, even though we know it needs to be done, we're worried about what other people will think. We're worried about who are we to think too highly of ourselves or to think too big? Who are we to think that God can really get us out of homelessness and addiction and all? Who are we? When we see people on social media who get denigrated for being less than perfect, for not having six-pack abs, for not having these sort of things. And I'm here to tell you that's social media, but that's not the real world. It's not. Some of us have fought battles that most people cannot even fathom. And so give yourself the grace to know that wherever you are, there's still places that you can go that's greater. And so I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all today on 5 or 6 things that I've had to do to make necessary changes. And so if you're ready, type in the comments you're ready. I'm ready to talk to y'all. So let's get it popping. Let me go into my comments with my esteemed guests. I'm so glad that you all are here. So let's talk about it. The big change, reevaluating where you are and making necessary changes. After I speak to my esteemed guests, we're gonna get into it. Y'all ready? Let's go. Let me talk to my guests. Okay, hold on. Juanis, I hope I'm saying your name right. Hello, glad you're here. LinkedIn user, hi. Ken, hope all is well. All is well, Ken. Thank you for being here. Shantae, love these. I love that you're here. Dr. Celia, hello, Queen. How are you? LinkedIn user, appreciate this. Yes, Dr. Celia, both. I love it. Dr. Celia McIntosh, great Queen. Juanis, entrepreneur. Juanis, kids. I'm saying it wrong, so I don't know how to say it. Please let me know. Yes, made changes. I love it. Dr. Celia. Wait, it says going through that now. Yes, Ty. Hello, everyone. My entrepreneur launching something soon. Yes, Ty. Glad you're here. Lucas. How to. Yes. LinkedIn user entrepreneur. Love it. Jennifer working on change right now. Let's get it popping. Dr. Celia evolving. Yes. Juanis, gourmet dog chef business owner. Love it. LinkedIn user making changes now. Yes. Ken, I'm an entrepreneur, and yes, I did make a lot of changes. I do have questions with my transition. Yes, let's hopefully we can talk about it. Melissa Lewis, there now. Yes, Ken, I have been there many times. Yes, Stacy A, glad you're here, Queen. Yes, Rachel Higgins, hello, all, hello, beautiful, glad you're here. Dr. Celia, yeah, Stacy A, I am enough. Yes. Stacy A, restart and reset. Yes. Juanis, yes. Juanis, it's time. Ty, time for change. Yes. Antoine, trust the process. Yes. Stacy Allen, speaker, teacher, podcaster. Thank you, Queen. Dr. Celia, podcaster and nurse as well. Yes. Hold on. Sometimes it moves fast, y'all. So I gotta, okay. Christopher Bailey. Yes. Glad you're here. Stacy Allen, homeschool parent, educator, entrepreneur, business strategist, woman of God, all that. Yes, Dr. Celia. Ray, I'm not sure what that means. I'm not sure what that means. Just let me know, Queen. Ken, ready. Dr. Celia, we ready. Yes. Stacy A, I'm a homeschool mommy as well. Yes. See the connections? Communications professional, recovering from health issues. Shantae, thank you, Queen. Let us know. The very beginning, priceless. I'm ready. That's what I'm talking about. Stacy, Dr. Celia McIntosh. Yes, get it, Queens. Y'all talk to each other. Soraya, good morning, beautiful people. Good morning, beautiful. Stacy A, ready. The beginning. My name is Leslie. Thank you, Leslie, for being here. Rachel, making big changes. Okay, hold on. Changes coming. Yes, Sharon. Love that you're here. Stacy Ellen, the edu-boss lady. That's what the very beginning. I'm a little bit confused on my direction. Queen or king, whoever you are, it's fine. This is part of the process. Everything is not meant to be so easy, but let's talk about it. Because we don't talk about it, we'll look at everybody else thinking they have it made. They don't. Rachel, appreciate this conversation. Thank you, Queen. Stacy A. It's All Education Podcast. Love it. The very beginning. Leslie. Nashika. Love it. Greetings, Sora. Nashika from Atlanta, Georgia. Currently upskilling as a PMP certified project manager. Future data science. Get it, Nashika. Get it, boo. Soraya, we are all enough. Okay, y'all. So let's get it popping in these streets, right? Let's get it popping. Okay. So let's talk about some of the 5 or 6 things. Usually I go through the first 3 or 4, go back to seeing what you all are saying, and then we'll go back into the last 5 or 6. So let's talk about it. Why did I even come up with this topic? Last night I was laying in bed, getting ready to go to sleep, and God spoke to me about, the changes that are necessary, just like the changing of the seasons. There are things that come in different seasons. And so as we all are sitting here watching people on vacation and stuff like that, and we may not be able to be there, or we may be going through a time in our life where things seem uneasy and uncomfortable. That's part of the process of life. So let me just assure you of that. That does happen. And that's why we always say comparison is a thief of joy. Sometimes in the darkest hour, there are certain things that are happening that are so necessary for the process, the pruning, the weeding, the taking out of things that you were so comfortable with. As you go to your next beautiful now, there will be changes that need to be made. Sometimes the people you have around you should not be there as you grow. Sometimes the people around you see you as something that you are no longer. Sometimes the people around you have you in an infant role. And so they're calling and checking and telling you what you should be doing. No, ma'am, I'm 42 years old. No, ma'am, I'm not a child, and I will not be treated as a child. And so you have to teach people how to treat you again, right? So if you've been through dark times and people keep putting you back in those spaces, that's not where you are. And so who you think I am is not who I am. And the new creation that God has made in me has to be respected. And I have to respect myself enough to tell people, listen, I don't like the way you treated me. If you prefer to do this, that, and the other, that's fine. Just know that I have a voice now, and I'm telling you that that is not cool with me. Not in an evil or angry way, but just know I have to teach you how to treat me. When I was homeless and broke and an addict and stuff like that, you had to treat me a certain way. But now I'm growing, and I've grown past the position you think I am in. When people said I could never make it again, that I should be happy with a job and that should be the nature of my life, I knew God called me for greater. So changes had to be made. And so, you know, as people are having these big things and stuff, and you look at people and you be like, oh, maybe I should do this and that. No, focus on where God wants you to be. Because sometimes as a visionary and a trailblazer, how you move doesn't make sense to people, and that's okay. The more you look at an Elon Musk or Bezos or Bob Johnson, who started, BET, or whoever started all of these things, just know that people told them they were crazy, and yet they did it anyway. So what changes do you need to make? Put it in the comments. What changes do you know you need to make? Because we're about to go in. So why did this come to me? So last week I met with Andrew Frazier, who is a very skilled CFO. And so we were going over my financial statements. And y'all, I'm not a numbers person. I don't have a beautiful mind. So, as long as we're making money, I'm Gucci, right? I don't think, you know what I mean? And what he did by going through the balance sheet, the profit and loss, cash flows and stuff like that, he showed me that I was spending too much money in this space and it wasn't giving me enough of a return on investment, right? And then he asked questions about things that I could not answer. So first, let me keep it a buck. For those of us who are afraid of the numbers, at some point you have to face it. You have to face that maybe you made mistakes. You have to face that maybe you need someone to help you. And all the time I've been, working on my business, I was afraid of the numbers, not because of anybody else. It was because I didn't think I could understand. And when someone sat me down and went through it step by step, there were things that were illuminated. It was like, oh. And then I felt stupid because I felt I should have known better. And so as he was talking more and more, y'all, I felt like this. Y'all know when you're with a child and you're talking to them and you feel them zone out because they're just not there. That's how it felt. He said something to me. He said, Precious, you're in a much better position than most of the people I meet with. You actually have financial statements. We can actually see where your money is going. And now you can right the ship. So you would be more profitable if you stop spending money here and really going through each vendor relationship and making sure that it makes sense. So what did that have me doing? The next day, I started going to each of my vendors and and understanding that I need to have a new process. So I need to meet with my CPA. I need to meet with all of these people. But you see how I had to get proactive. Because before that, I was Gucci being in the whole not understanding. But I can't do that anymore as we grow and scale. And so I would encourage each and every one of you. That was a big change. I could run from Andrew all I want for years. But there came that moment where God said, you need to have that conversation. And because we had that conversation, as uncomfortable as it was, it is now righting the ship. So it's not enough just to make money and make sales and think you Gucci. What if you're spending too much money in an area? What if you're spending too much money in advertising and marketing and it's not having a return on investment? If you don't right the ship, the people and the vendors and the employees that they don't understand. And so I want to encourage you all. What is something you're afraid to face that needs changing right now? You can put it in the comments. It's okay. It's a safe space because I'm just laying it out there for y'all. So let's get it popping. So my number one was, what am I spending money on? And is it giving me a proper return on investment? This is whether you're a speaker, an entrepreneur, whether you're working with a speaking agency, whether you are paying for advertising and marketing, legal services, all that kind of stuff. Pay attention to where your money is going. Because if you're not seeing something return on it, double, triple, over time, I'm not saying immediately has to be there, but if 3 or 6 months and it's not working, you may want to reevaluate and move on, right? But it has to have a return on investment. Just like any friendship, relationship, you have to, if all you're doing is giving and paying everyone else and you're not paying yourself, that's a problem. That was my problem. As long as we have money, I'm cute. No, ma'am. Is your money being spent properly? If you're new to speaking, if you're new to entrepreneurship, where can you bet? Where are the best ways to spend your money? So if it's meant to spending it with a business coach, you should be making forward movement. If it's meant to be spent on advertising and marketing, what are the best ways with the money you have right now? Where's the return on investment coming from? Making sure that you're zeroing in. What are your goals? Are you meeting your goals on a monthly basis? The reason why I didn't have all of these goals is because I didn't know. I know how to set huge ones. The thing is, in order to meet those huge ones, we need to have a step-by-step process. And there was a part of me that rebelled against that. I can't do that anymore. So yes, I can get in magazines, all that. That brings me money, right? That brings me influence and stuff like that. However, if I'm spending money in other places that are not giving me a return on investment, that is coming in and going out. Y'all feel me? Okay. Number 2, make sure you're getting guidance even when you're afraid. So some of the relationship you have with business coaches and entrepreneurial friends and speakers, make sure you're getting guidance. And it doesn't mean like paying for every program. It means like if you need to go to school, you need to get guidance even when you're afraid. You need to sit down in masterminds and really get honest with people. If you're not making money, if you feel you're moving too fast, you need to get guidance, because we don't want you to be in a situation that I was in years ago with Curvy Girls. We took off so fast. We didn't have every product in every size. I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. You can move so fast and then like, oh my God, we move faster than even I thought possible. So getting that guidance, and don't allow your fear to keep you in bondage. So if you need to go to school, if you need to go to free resources, if you need to get into different programs, there are a lot of programs that are free or for a nominal fee right now with the Googles and the Facebooks and stuff like that. Take advantage of those programs. Enrich her. Ladies who leverage, the dames, like, think about where you need to be. What networks do you need to be in? Who's actually making the moves you want to make? And I don't mean like the big Tony Robbins and Les Brown. You need to go incrementally, right? Because if you grow incrementally and with forward motion, when you really take off, you have a foundation ready. And so that's why it's been great working with Andrew Frazier, because he understands finance in a totally different way, right? It's good to get, like I just did the Enrich Her Business Financing Accelerator. It was wonderful. In the time I was in the Business Finance Accelerator, I got picked for the first speaker picked for TEDx Butler. I was a finalist in the Supernova Grant. I've gotten paid speaking engagements. It is because when you're in accelerators like that, you're moving faster and you're getting the word out about the things that you're doing, and people can see you in other spaces. I applied for the Digital Undivided Grant, did not get it, right? So I've been a finalist in grants. Some I've gotten and some I haven't. But the needle was moved forward when they asked me to come in and teach the pre-revenue accelerator in pitching. Think about that. I didn't get the grant, but they brought me in as a consultant to be the pitch coach for their pre-accelerator program. Think about that. If I didn't have my talent, I would have just been kicked to the curb. Oh, you're a finalist, but you didn't move on. No. Actually, Precious, we can use you over here. Think about that. You got to be in it to win it. So are you applying for the grants? Are you applying for things, or are you just talking a good game to people? One of the things I truly despise is when people keep telling me the same stories over and over and over again. I'm like, either you gonna poop or get off the pot. I need you to make moves. It's not my job to stay on top of you unless you're my client. And so if all we're gonna do is keep talking the same noise we've been talking, I don't want to hear it. I just don't. And I want you to pay attention to the conversations you're having. Are you regurgitating the same conversations you've been having with people? If you are, what are you getting out of it? If you want to talk about every sob story in the book, and if that's the reason why you're not moving forward, I can't hear you. I can't. Because I'm going to need you to make forward motion. Because things happen when you make forward motion. Are you contacting people? Are you reaching out? Are you getting into different programs? Are you talking to resources? Are you making yourselves known? If not, what are we talking about? So that was a big change. If we keep talking about the same thing, I can't do these conversations anymore, because what you're doing is wasting my time telling me the same stories I've heard for years. If you are not taking action, why are we talking? I wish I would just keep telling y'all about me being homeless and an addict, and I'm still there. I wish I would keep telling y'all. Would not listen to me. The only reason you're listening is because I took everything that I did and I kept going. When I was disbarred as an attorney, and everybody told me my life was over. Is my life over? No. You know what it really did? It just begun. Because I had to pull out all the stops. When people kept telling me it wouldn't happen, girl, those doors closed. Where's the window over here? Where's the crack in the wall? I'm going hard now. Because God gave me a second chance. And if you've been given a second chance, I need you to utilize it. Is it going to be fun? No. Is it going to be easy? No. But when you do that forward movement and you start showing people that you're showing up differently, you're going to see a difference. Do you hear me? Do you hear me though? That's what I'm saying. So, number 3, do you have relationships? You ever have people in your life because you're afraid to let them know how you really feel? You're afraid that if you tell them the truth that they're going to walk away. Here's a news flash. Let them go. I've been in relationships with people. It started off very well when I was struggling. And as I grew, there became this difference. And so it wasn't as nice and as kind as it was before. It actually became like sort of like animosity. And that's a problem. Because I know who my friends are and who they should be. And so if all you want to do is keep coming to me asking for this and that, but I can't count on you to show up when I have surgery, we got problems. And when people call you and expect you to solve their problems and they haven't made moves to solve their own, think about that. Is that what you need? As a speaker and an entrepreneur, you want to be moving forward. You want to address some things head on. When people tell you cannot do, that's coming from their frame of reference. They don't know what God placed in you. What's your purpose? My purpose was not to be in the place that people assumed I should be, because I should be ever grateful. I am appreciative of every experience that I've ever had. I am. I'm appreciative of going through the hard times to appreciate the beauty that I see today. However, when people are not supportive, why are they in your life still? You need to eliminate and weed and prune. Some of us don't want to, but we need to. When people feel comfortable telling you about all the other people they're working with and have not utilized your services or have never asked you about it or assume that they know, think about what they're saying to you. It's not about whether they work with you or not. That's not the thing. But to be very disrespectful and just tell you that you got to do this and this to work with them, I don't have to. Who you think I am based on what I used to do is not who I am today. The reason why I started working with companies and corporations more is because when people disrespect what I do or assume they know all that I do, have never asked me or anything like that, have never set up a consultation, but can tell you all day that they know what I do, that's a problem. You don't. So go with the other people and keep doing what you're doing. Listen, I'm not catching feelings, I'm catching flights. Sorry. And establishing boundaries right now. So when you're going through whatever you're going through in life and you find out that the people you thought would be there for you aren't, or they're calling you on BS about who you used to be and you should look and sound and act like the way they think you should, I want you to take a good look at their life. I want you to take a good look at their relationships. I want you to take a good look at their business. If they're not moving from where you saw them 2-3 years ago, we need to establish new boundaries. Don't call me on expecting me to respond back quick, fast, and in a hurry when I'm a businesswoman. When I got things to do. I am not a child. I am not a student, and I need you to respect that. If you do not, we don't have to talk anymore. I am not the broke addict, homeless woman. So please get that out of your mind. That's not how I roll. Are y'all feeling me? Are y'all really feeling me? Because the reason why I'm having this real conversation is because when you realize that life is so fleeting and that who you used to be in your darkness, or if you're coming out of darkness, is not who you will always remain. When God said, when you read in the Bible, it says you are a new creation. Guard your heart, for it's the wellspring of life. It means that everybody can't take this journey with you, right? So let's go over what we talked about before. The big change, reevaluating where you are, making necessary changes. The first thing I want you to pay attention to is, where are you spending your money and your time? And is it giving you a return on investment that is pleasing? So that's friends, that's money, that's vendors, that's employees, right? Number two, get guidance even when you're afraid. The fact that I had to meet with Andrew Frazier, and I should have met with him years ago. I was afraid that when he went through my books, he would think I was a bum or whatever, right? The truth is, if you don't face it, it will continue to come back until you need to face it, or else your business or your speaking career doesn't grow, right? And number three, in your relationships, weed and prune accordingly. That means that if people are not supportive of where you are right now, I'm not saying they got to buy your services. That's not what I'm saying. But if they're not supportive of the growth that you are doing, and they want to keep pulling you back to where you used to be, eliminate swiftly. When people treat you as a person that has no options, because that's where you used to be, and they're comfortable with them seeing you as you have no options, eliminate them swiftly. You don't need to call them. You don't need to stalk them on Facebook or any social media. Dead it and keep going. And number three, in the relationships one, you need to establish new boundaries now. So when people tell other people, oh, you changed, be grateful because you have. Because what you used to allow, you don't allow anymore. If you're in bad relationships with men and women, try to rid yourself. Build up that testicular fortitude and the courage to walk away. Is it a process? Yes. Some of you can eliminate because you don't see them anyway. But also you have to teach people how to treat you. So when I tell you about the big change, how does this relate to pitching and stuff? It relates because if you have the wrong people around you, you're not going to be provided with the type of opportunities you need to, because you're paying attention to the wrong thing. How does this relate to marketing and branding? If you allow the wrong people, vendors and employees to continue on doing nothing for you, you will not see the blessings coming your way. It will go somewhere else until you're ready, which means you're wasting time and opportunity and space on people who don't matter, right? The reason why I don't have a job and I don't answer to people unless they're my clients is because that's the way I choose to run my life. My grandmother is dead. My grandfather is dead. I don't answer to anyone but my clients and my loving support network. Anybody else who keeps trying to creep in and come in, I'm not interested. No new friends. I'm over that. I understand why Drake and them said no new friends, because you don't know how people are coming in and what their ulterior motives are. Who I used to be is not who I am. So in the comments, I'm about to go and see what y'all talking about in the comments. But you have to show people how to treat you. So those are the top three things on the big changes that need to be made. If any of those resonate with you, please put them in the comments. And then we have about 2 more to go, okay? Let me know how y'all are feeling about what I'm saying, because I'm about to go into the comments with you all right now, okay? As I go, let me just tell you some things that I think are very beneficial to you. I'm a part of a free event on July 15th, and the link is right there in the comments. If you go to www.savvyladies.org, you can actually go to the events page and sign up for this free event we're having on health and wealth. And that is July 15th at 6 p.m. I would really love it if you all would show up and show out for me. It's a free event, so it's not like you got to pay to come, but we really would like to talk more about health and wealth. And not from the perspective of just making sure your finances are in order, but also what other things contribute to your mental health, your physical health, and how it all impacts each other. And so y'all know I'm gonna get up there and tell, I'm gonna walk it like I talk it. So I'm not here to give y'all poo-poo, none of that. Savvy Ladies is an organization that offers free financial coaching to women who are in need, whether they're in business or they're in transition. So we would love the support of having you all come out to this event and share the resources that Savvy Ladies does. Okay. And as you all know, I won the Savvy Ladies Inspiration Award in 2020, and Grace Vandercruz, who is a former client of mine, she's getting the Inspiration Award this year in 2021. So let me see what my peeps are saying, y'all. Are y'all feeling this? Let me know. I'm coming to y'all right now. Okay, hold on. Wait, okay, let me just. Shantae, Precious, you are inspiration. So are you. Don't ever forget that. The only reason I'm inspiring is because I look and listen to what we are all going through, and I have the courage to talk about it. Okay, the very beginning. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. I hear that. Yes, ma'am. Yes, come through. Stacy, focus on your divine purpose, not someone else's. Yes, Stacy A. That's what you see on social media a lot, is people are policing other people and their decisions and stuff like that. My thing is, before you talk about what everybody else is doing, what you doing? If your only measure is to look at what everybody else is doing wrong, then that tells me if you spend more time focusing on what I'm doing, what the heck aren't you doing with your life? Okay. Shantae, focus, change, Ty. I need to deal with imposter syndrome. The struggle is real. I get it. Sometimes I'm not sure if it's imposter syndrome. So, like, I know a lot of people talk about imposter syndrome. For me, I don't feel like an imposter. I think that as you go up in different levels, it's going to be uncomfortable and it's not going to be something you're used to. And sometimes it just really is just getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. As you grow, it gets easier, right? I am the killer pitch master, sun up, sun down. I ain't nothing fraudish about me. In the past, I was a fraud. In the past, I thought my achievements and all of that kind of stuff made up for all the ways I felt ugly and stupid and nobody would care about me. The minute I dropped the mask, that fraud shit is gone. Did you? Have it up. Stacey A, changes I need to make include discerning the spaces and places where I'm investing too much time. Get it, Stacey? Dr. Celia, I need to talk less and do more and execute my plan, but also trust the process no matter how bad it feels. Yes, Dr. Celia. Juanis, I love your energy. I need to change my environment. It's suffocating my grind. You better believe it. Rachel, money eye opener. Yes. Tanya, good morning, precious. Good morning, Tanya. Shantae. Okay, let me just scroll down. Better understanding the ROI. Yes, Simply Speaks. Changing the financial landscape. That's what I'm talking about, Simply Speaks. Simply Speaks and I are proud authors with Penn Legacy under the great Sharon Monet. We're best-selling authors, and the way we approach working with women, men, or whoever is just very different. And that's why we're proud to be associated with the Penn Legacy family. I'm a 3-time #1 best-selling author with Penn Legacy, #Sharon Monet. And Simply Speaks has 2 books, and her second book, which I'm not sure if it's out yet, Simply, because you need to let me know, because I need to get it. As a former alcoholic, turning my pain into my passion, which spurs me forward to help others. Okay. Stacey A, being more active in areas where I'm not as confident is another stumbling block for me. I get it, Queen. Terry, I need to change my routine and organize my world. Yes, Queen. But doing it from a place that what you need to do doesn't need to be what everybody else needs to do around you. That the changes that you need to make in your life have no bearing on other people. It's what's right for you. Do you hear me though? Simply Speaks, to be comfortable with accepting help and changing the money mindset. You better get it, Simply. Nishika, having a mentor is great. Yes. Stella, strong spirit, grow. You have a foundation. Thank you. Stacey A, stop the avoidance of things that have been the potential to overwhelm me. Deal with it. Move on and recognize and celebrate the small wins. Yes, because the small wins turn into big wins, turn into small wins. Yes, celebrate every step of the journey. Me being 4.5 years clean and sober is a big deal to me because it started with 1 hour, 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, and look at where I am today. It matters. Simply Speaks, let them walk all day. Lisa Bosted of Brooklyn, New York here. I've been applying for grants this year, hoping to win, but understand that the competition is strong and I'm a novice. But I'm in it for the experience and education, which I know is propelling for. You better get it, Lisa. That's what I'm talking about. I didn't win every competition. I'm a 13 out of 14 time national champion, right? But let's talk about it. I haven't won every grant I've applied for. No, I think I'm at 50%. But let me tell you this. If you don't apply, you're not in the game. And the more you do it, the better you get. And that's why doing the Enrich Her Business Financing Accelerator really taught me some things. Like I didn't have all of my stuff in one place where, some of the questions are still going to be the same. Boop, 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 pop, 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 and you just put it in, plug it in, right? And then understanding financials from a totally different perspective. You may not be generating revenue right now, but what do you need to do to get there? Or if there's a dip, do you understand the dip and what you need to do to get yourself? Come on now, ladies, let's get it popping. Thank you for your honesty and transparency. Rachel, you're in my lane. Get it. Okay, hold on, y'all. Lisa Bosa from Brooklyn. I am looking forward to working with you on my pitches in the fall. Thank you, Queen. Rachel, I no longer tolerate where I'm not celebrated. Get it, boo. Juanis, I'm looking forward to hearing more of you. You're amazing. I've gone through a relaunch. The struggle is real. You got to talk about it, Juanis. Rachel Higgins, I need finance sheet guidance. Okay, y'all, listen. Rachel, I told you about the Enrich Her Business Financing Accelerator. I also will challenge you to look for AndrewFrazier360.com. In fact, I have his, y'all want to know something? It ain't nothing for me to support other entrepreneurs. So Andrew Frazier has the book, Running Your Small Business Like a Pro. See, Andrew Frazier, MBA, CFA, SB Pro, right? He has the Masterpreneur Playbook, right? And then he has Running Your Small Business Like a Pro workbook. So I'm working with him on, the financial part of my business. I have known this man since my Curvy Girls lingerie days. As my life went through changes, he always said, he wanted to work with me. And so met with him, put him off. But I decided, you know what? It ain't nothing like the time like the present. So being in his program has been great, right? It's also been painful to face the things that I could have faced years ago. So it's not just having these books, right? It's also walking you through. So we have 90-minute sessions every 2 weeks for 6 weeks to get things aligned so that I am running my small business like a pro. Okay. Andrew Frazier. Okay. Again, Enrich Her, which has a business financing accelerator by, I think her name is Dr. Roshana Novelis. She is one of the only Black women to raise over $1 million for the Enrich Her brand. Check it out, y'all. Y'all know what time it is. Rachel Higgins, as I'm a teacher and a holistic health coach, certified pastoral contra, healthpreneur, and church musician. Thank you, Queen. All right, y'all. So again, just want to shout this out. I am speaking at a free event on July 15th. It's a virtual event. You can go to Savvy Ladies, SAVVY, ladies, LADIES.org/her-health-money. Get your free ticket to it and let us listen. We're going to have people from Nationwide Insurance, and they're not selling anything. Let me say this. We're not selling anything. We're having frank conversations about health, wealth, and money. And I'm coming in from the perspective of someone who made it, crash and burn, and came back with a vengeance. And so my journey isn't like, oh, I started off as a financial advisor. No. So you have different perspectives. Women who had money, lost it. Women who have money and are blessing it with other people. So be in the room because you don't know anything until you're in the room and can ask the questions. Please come through, y'all. I also want to share with you all that my triple threat book bundle has arrived. So you know how I usually post about my third book, Pitching for Profit, the Bad Bitches Playbook to Convert Conversations into Currency. This book just came out, Billboard and Times Square, reviewed by Forbes magazine and the like, right? Now you can get all three of my books in one. So here's my first book, Pitching for Profit, the Bad Bitches Playbook to Convert Bad Bitches and Power Pitches for women entrepreneurs and speakers only. Here's the workbook companion to create your own pitches, and I'm giving you the prompts to do it. And then finally, Pitching for Profit, the Bad Bitches Playbook to convert conversations into currency. The reason why I'm so proud of my triple play, and here's the link, as you can see right there, it's a bit.ly link, bit.ly/triple threat PPP, is you can get all my books in one place now. Yes, you can go to my website, but they were never under a triple threat, triple play. Please consider buying this book for yourself and for others. And yes, men have purchased my books. So if you go to the bit.ly link, you're going to see a lot of people who purchased the book, and I have a lot of their pictures. So why is this important? It's social proof, but it also shows you that if I could walk away from homelessness and addiction and pitch my way onto Shark Tank, CNN, Wall Street Journal, become an international professional speaker, become a corporate trainer for LinkedIn, Google, Microsoft, Federal Reserve Bank, all the places that a woman like me with colored hair, with a big personality is told I couldn't do it, I did it. And how did I do it? Through pitching. So if you need help with your media pitch, your elevator pitch, your investor pitch, your speaker pitch, your sales pitch, and your interview pitch, check these books out. You get them as a triple play, go hard in the paint, and when you're ready to work one-on-one with me, check out my website, www.perfectpitchesbyprecious.com. Again, here's a link for my triple threat play, which has my 3 books, okay? And finally, let's get into the end. How are you all feeling about this, what we're talking about, right? It's all about making the big change. One of the biggest changes I had to make was people were wanting merchandise from me. People were wanting me to write books, and I always was like, oh, I don't have it. And now I do, because I had to get comfortable in the fact that change is necessary and change is good, and you have to weed out people as you go on the journey. So number 4, this is very important, y'all. Take quiet time to really hear God speak to you. Whatever your religion, faith, spirituality, or practice, you need to have time to hear him, to hear their voice, to let the ancestors talk to you. But you have to be in quiet to hear them. And sometimes we're so oversubscribed. We're at every networking event, everything. And I'm telling you, in some ways, one of the biggest changes you need to make is dial it back. Do you need to be at every networking event? Are the right people at these networking events? Are you dealing with people at the same level you are at these networking events? Why are you there? If you're in networking groups that are stagnated, get out. Work with someone to create a better plan for your business, your career, and your life. Let God minister to you in those quiet moments. So when I wake up in the morning, I have those quiet moments. I do my devotionals. I even have this beautiful book from Dr. Jennifer Bryant. I'm sorry. Okay, so she sent this to me, right? And so it's a 365-day devotional. As y'all can tell, I'm on the page for today. So as I'm doing my devotionals, as God and I are fat mouthing, I read this, and then I get prepared to face my day in those quiet moments, or even at night, right? So I usually fall asleep watching YouTube or something like that. But right before, it's that quiet moment where God will say something to me, just like he talked about this particular episode. You can have such a loud life that you can't hear when you need to make the changes. You'll be around people who are sucking you dry, who only want to be around you when you big time, who weren't there when you struggled and won't be there if that time does come up again. So listen to his voice. No matter what faith, creed, spirituality, religion, listen to their voices, and it usually comes quietly. It's usually something that speaks to the soul. It's usually telling you something to do that you don't want to do. And when he tells you nicely, you might as well do it when he tells you nicely, because what can happen next is an abrupt end. When I lost everything, I was so mad at God. But if I'm keeping it honest with y'all, when he told me to make moves before, I didn't want to do it. I didn't have the courage. So when I lost everything and I was mad, the beauty of having perspective now on that time is that he needed to do what he needed to do so that I could chart a different course. And number 6, when people say you've changed, take it as a compliment. They may mean it as a detriment. It's a compliment. I don't know anyone who stayed the same all throughout their life. I don't know that person. As you're growing, you're some of the crowd around you should change. When you are doing nothing, and as you're growing, you're going to have people who want you to help them, and you have to make a decision. Is the help that you can provide exactly what they need, or is removing yourself better because you're constantly on the hook for other people? Right? If you're the reason why people keep coming and asking you for money and all this other kind of stuff, but they can't be counted on, or they come with the same stuff they've been talking about, I need you to reevaluate that relationship. And if you don't need to be around certain people, you just don't. I have changed, and there's some people who don't like the changes because it's excluding them. But the reason is because the weeding and pruning process has to happen. And so when I wasn't good enough for you, when you looked at everybody else and chose them over me, the conversation changes now. And because I've taken the time to really hear his voice, he's letting me know who has to go. And it's not shade in any way. It's just, I gotta let this go. And so if that's something that you struggle with, just know changing is part of life. And if you're not changing, I don't know what we're doing. You're dying. And so I really would love to hear from you all. Which one of those 5 things really resonated with you all? Oh, I'm sorry. And number 6, you don't need to be everywhere. You don't need to be at every networking event. You don't need to be where everybody wants you to be. If you need to have quiet time to reevaluate your life, work with someone, an esteemed person who can help you in your business, in your career, and your life. Maybe what you need to do is slow down and make sure that the money you're spending to be at certain places really has a return on investment. If it doesn't, it's just it's a nice to have, but it's not necessary. And so I hope that you all really take to heart some of the things that we talked about today, because it is important for your growth overall. Okay. And so to go back, I want to make sure that we talk about some things. Finally, if y'all love merchandise, my merch, I don't know if y'all can see it. Bad Bitches Empower Pitches, authentically, beautifully, unapologetically, beautifully, authentically me. Pitch, please. If y'all like some of this merch, if y'all love the pillow in the background, pitch, please. If y'all love purses and stuff like that, you can check it out on my Shopify store. The link is below. Let me know. You can let me know in the comments. I can always put these links into your comments. So if you are looking for my triple threat book bundle, put that in the comments. You'd love to have that. If you want the link to the Savvy Ladies July 15th event at 6 p.m., that's free. If you want to have the link for my Shopify store, let me know that in the comments. And so let me go back to making sure that we close the circle on what we talked about. Today's episode was all about the big change, evaluating where you are and making necessary changes. I provided 6 critical changes that need to be made in your life in order for you to scale and grow, to start, build, scale, and grow. Okay. I would love to know in the comments how you all are feeling about the things that I talked about, which one resonated the most with you. And, let's chop it up. I'm getting ready to go into the comments, but here's the things I want you to think about again. The free event on July 15th with Savvy Ladies. Please let me know if you want to come to that. I'll make sure to put that in the comments. If you want my triple threat book bundle, let me know. Just say, hey, give me that triple threat book bundle for all my new people. And if you would love to cop some of my new merchandise, cups, mugs, pillows, throws, bags, all that good stuff, let me know and I'll put that in the comments too. Okay. So let me see what my esteemed guests are saying. Okay. Okay, got it. Stacy, yes, that's my triple threat book bundle. Thank you. Janine, real talk. You know, that's all we do, Janine. Jennifer, they do not celebrate here at this site. My other site celebrated. They wear and tear you down. They don't appreciate your work you do. Injury has gone up 25%, and those have quit have gone over 40%. The favoritism is horrible, and discrimination is disgraceful. I can imagine, Queen. I've been through some of those trying times, and the women, the kings and queens on here are sending you much love, because sometimes we stay in situations we don't need to stay in, and we'll justify it by desperation. And sometimes what God is asking you to do is either you're gonna step out on faith with me, or you're gonna keep grumbling for the rest of your life. Let's talk about it. Rachel, event link, please and thanks. Rachel, I will definitely put that in the comments after this populates. Ties, I love to have the links. I'll definitely have that in the comments for you. Stella, I want to pitch about my travel business. I'd love to have the link. Great. I'll make sure you have those links. And then Rachel, I will get the book bundle. Thank you all so very much. And as we get ready to close on this episode of Keeping It Real with the Killer Pitch Master, and we've talked about the episode, The Big Change, reevaluating where you are making necessary changes. Let me encourage you to keep coming back every Sunday. I go live for probably 45 minutes to an hour. It will repopulate in the system later on today. You can also come to my YouTube channel and watch it all tomorrow. If you go to YouTube and put in Perfect Pitches by Precious, you'll see it. And if you know other people who need to come here every Sunday or to dial in and to get some of this goodness, please put their names in the comments and tell them why they should be here every Sunday. And don't worry, I show up every Sunday unless something comes up or unless I'm in a speaking engagement. And you're all are most welcome for coming. I enjoy having you as my guest. So if you know others need to be here, type their names in the comments. I don't reach out to them. I want you to tell them why they should come. Let me check out the last few comments from my peeps. Hold on. Janine, especially number 6. You don't have to be everywhere. Keep it all bug, Janine. I've had to pull myself back. In fact, my book coach and publisher, Sharon, said, you're on the red carpet now. You need to be more exclusive. So you don't have to take every speaking engagement. You don't have to do all that. When you get to a certain place. Now, when you're starting, you do whatever you have to do. But as you grow and scale, the reason why people become exclusive is because it makes sense. You need time to breathe, to think, and to create more for other people. But if you're everywhere, not allowing yourself to recharge and refresh your battery, it's a problem. Okay? One is your books on Audible? No, not just yet. In the fall, we're preparing for that, but not just yet, Queen. Links, please. Thank you, Terry. Janine, please, more info on July 19th. I'm not sure what you're talking about on July 19th. July 15th is Savvy Ladies, and I'll make sure to put that in the comments. July 15th, July 19th. Do I have something on July 19th? I probably do. I just don't know what you're talking about, Queen. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you. Terry enjoyed this. You all have a wonderful day. It is my pleasure. My name is Precious Williams. This is the Keeping It Real with the Killer Pitch Master show. Thank you for coming back this Sunday and every Sunday. Please share this with everyone that you know, and I will put the links in shortly. Take care. Love you all. Bye.